Okay. Faisal is here. Faisal is not here also.
اصلا هو مستر فاتح اللابتوب هو بيحاول يعني هيدخل دلوقتي.
Okay. So let's start. As you can find here, the first question, as you know that this is standard English convention test, and it consists only of two skills. As we said that this is a domain and consists of two skills. What are the two skills? Relate. The first one, boundaries, and the second one, the first one is form, structure, and sense, and the second one is boundaries. So let's find how we can answer each one of them. In the first one, he said in her book, The Woman Warrior. Let me just get the pen. The Woman Warrior, Memoirs of Girlhood Among Ghosts. Author, take care. He said memoirs. He said memoirs. Let's continue because this is an explanation or example. But till now, I don't have a verb. Memoirs of Girlhood Among Ghosts. Then he said comma. Author, Maxine Hong, Kingston Examine. Okay, mister. So now I have a subject and I have a verb. The verb. Examine themes. Then he start telling something. Then he said childhood, womanhood, and Chinese American identity by intertwining autobiography and mythology. Okay, mister. I think now that if we are gonna put a preposition, and I know that these are examples, but the preposition, as we stated before, can't come with a colon. So we can divide between the preposition and the object with a colon or with a comma or even with a dash. So the right answer is gonna be nothing. So now we have a preposition and we have the object of the preposition that they are actually compound. Childhood is object of preposition, womanhood object of a preposition, and Chinese American identity is object of the preposition. So the answer is of, without anything. The second one, again, I'm going to do the same technique. He said, in discussing Mary Shelley's 1818 epistolary novel, Frankenstein, literally theorist, take care. Here we have ing. I'm just explaining everything, so it's a modifier. Literary theorist, Gatieri Spivak, directs, so the subject, the verb, the reader's attention to the characters of Margaret Saville. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have anything to do with the first sentence. So I'm going to look at the second. The second said, as Spivak points out, okay, mister, this is dependent clause. It has as a subordinate conjunction. Spivak is subject, points out as a verb. The other one is going to be independent. And start with Saville in the subject is not the protagonist of Chillis. Okay, mister. So now what we're going to write, because after that he write, as the recipient of the letters that frame the book's narrative, she is the occasion of it. Okay, wait, mister. There's a comma here. If you look here, there is a comma. And he said she is. And now we sit at the recipient of the letter that framed the book's narrative. And this is a prepositional phrase. This now is a prepositional phrase that modifies she. Okay, wait. So now we have another independent clause. So now we have a subordinate, as we said, or we said this, I'm sorry, we said that we have dependent, then independent, then independent. So how we connect the independent and independent? We connected with semicolon or comma conjunction or full stop. Okay, here we have only comma, so I'm not going to accept this. Here nothing, so it's going to be run on. Here semicolon, here comma. No, I'm gonna take the semicolon because connecting between two independent clauses after each other, we put semicolon or comma conjunction or full stop. So the answer is C. The third one, I'm gonna do the same steps. Okay, mister, I'm not gonna look at the first sentence. I'm gonna look from here, from however. He said, however, a team led by anthropologist Dr. Richard Berger used accelerator mass spectrometry to uncover evidence that it was occupied. Okay, mister, wait. That was occupied. Then he said, 1420 CE, according to Berger, humans were likely inhabiting the area. Wait. If you look here, you'll find that we have subject here and we have a verb. Where inhabiting is a verb. Okay, mister. So now we have a comma here and we have 140. So I think this is a prepositional phrase because we have N. So now we need to know the connection between these two. If you're going to look here, you'll find that we have a team led with anthropologist Dr. Richard Berger used. So we have subject and verb. So this is independent. Then we have a sentence start with that, then the dependent. And we know that that will never come before it a comma. Now we have another independent. Take care. The independent, dependent together. The independent, dependent together is done. Now we have another independent. So we must have comma conjunction, or semicolon, or full stop. Okay, mister, can we start it with which? We can start it with which, but like that is going to be dependent. Like that is going to be dependent, not independent. And in that case, we need another independent. No, mister, we don't have. Can we put comma? It's going to be run on sentence. Put full stop? Yes, because we said semicolon or full stop or comma conjunction. Nothing? No. So the answer is going to be C. Number 4. We start with while one requires. So this is the dependent. Easy now. So we need now an independent. Then he said, while one requires oxygen and one does something, and anaerobic respiration are both. Wait, mister. Here he said, and. The problem not an and because we have aerobic. So this is going to be the subject. Subject here, verb here. So this we consider it the independent. How now we connect dependent with independent? With comma. How we connect dependent, independent with comma. The only one that has comma is here. Yes, Omar Zidane.
Mister, okay. We have here like a dash. That is. Why didn't we put anything with dash?
Where is the dash?
لا في الجملة مستر نفسها هنا في solar respiration dash that is.
Yeah, but the dash here. Okay, number 1, Omar. We don't have any choices that have dashes here. This is number 1. Number 2, this clause is the end, at the end. So we said that if it's a non-essential clause, come at the end, we put before it a dash or a comma or whatever. You got it?
Oh, تمام. Okay, thanks.
Okay, but the main thing is here, Omar. We have dependent, then we have another sentence that subject verb, so it must be the independent. So now what we need a comma.
ايوه ما هو مستر المشكله لو جمله زي دي جات لي في الامتحان وكان السؤال على الداش دهيت هختار بصراحه.
ما لو فيها داش، لكن هو عمره ما يحط لك حاجه تحيرك يا عمر. هو بس عاوز حضرتك اللي انت تعمل اناليسيس من الاول. اوكي
تمام مستر. اوكي.
Number 5, and that was actually not calculated in the test. Okay, mister, I forget about the first I don't care. He said it's hard to live in Antarctica. I don't care. I care about even the second sentence. I don't care because there's a full stop. The main thing for me is the one that include the dash, the space. He said the cold, the dry environment provide the continent soil dwelling microbes, few nutrients, little water, and almost no sunlight. Now here. In a 2017 study of these organisms, prepositional phrase, microbiologist Belinda Ferrari, the subject, reported the verb that able to survive on a diet of atmospheric gases found in the soil. Now what will survive? Take care. I have that. So now I need here subject and verb after that. Or at least verb. Okay. Now we have subject there, subject verb, subject verb. Mister, here we can use the odd one out because it is a singular. This is singular. Either is a singular. They are plural. So now we can solve it with odd one out. So the answer, they are. Okay, me return back and tell me they are stand for what? Yes, it stand for microbes. Number 6. Again, if you're going to look here, take care. We have him, her. We have them. We have it. We have him, her. Again, if I'm going to do it with the odd one out, here singular, here plural, here singular, but neutral, here singular. So it must be this one. It must be B, but let's find out. Is it B or not? He said before a jury trial begins, lawyers for each side interview potential jurors closely. Thank you. Question intended to reveal any biases. So they ask them. Asking them. Number 7. Again, mister, can we solve it with elimination? Odd one out? Yes. Why? The singular, this plural, and the singular. So now the answer is going to be C. Because plural. Let's find out. We are right or wrong. Thanks to the problem now that we don't have the antecedent here. Thanks to what long legs? Giraffes. Thank you. Plural. Number 8. Some question we can solve it immediately, quickly. Number 8. Again, mister. Here singular, but this subject verb. It's singular and subject plus verb. This plural, but it's a possessive pronoun. This plural, but subject and verb. The singular, but possessive pronoun. We need to know that we need subject verb or possessive pronoun. That will depend on what will come after. Okay, where is the sentence? I'm going to read from here. The animal, which, there's a question that actually was wrong and Lena corrected. The animal which lays eggs, but also nurses. Okay, mister, here the verb. So we don't need subject verb. We don't need subject verb here. So thank you. We don't need A and we don't need C. We need a possessive. And we're talking about the animal. So it must be singular. So it's number 9. Again, the same procedure of odd one out. As you can find here, promote. Singular, promote. Plural, are promoting. Plural, have promoted. Plural. Thank you. I'm going to take promotes. The only now I need to know where is the subject that is singular. He said now the African Games co-production market, one of over 180 annual international conferences supporting video game development. He talked about the market or the African Games co-production market. I don't care about games because this is a proper noun. So this singular, so promotes. Number 10. Can we do it? Yes, we can do it the same way. Has enabled singular, enabled plural, is enabling singular, enabled singular. So now I'm going to take the plural. And I want to be sure that the subject is plural. So let's find. Wanda Diaz Mercier, an astrophysics who is blind, has developed software that can translate astrophysical data into sound. Such tools, thank you. Tools. So plural. Okay, mister. Let's go to number 11. And as you can find here, we are talking about the last sentence. Look here, we have a last sentence. Okay, mister. He said, and nearly frictionless. Frictionless. So now there's the subject. And now we put between two parentheses, mean that it's not essential. So this is not essential. Okay. And comma, as its name suggests, comma, extremely slippery. I don't care about this. I need the verb now. The verb here is state. Aha. But after state, a nearly frictionless state. No, just wait, mister. This is not the verb. This not the verb. If you're gonna look at it, this not the verb. Yeah, this is the subject actually. So I'm gonna delete it again. I'm analyzing. So a nearly frictionless state. This is a subject. Now we have a comma and we don't have the verb. We have to look at the verb on that case. Okay, mister. And don't forget. No. Again, a nearly frictionless state. I don't know the comma here is wrong or not, but a nearly frictionless. Then between the two parentheses is wrong. Then state, a nearly frictionless state. Yeah, this is the subject. Just wait, Omar. The comma here, it's a problem. I think the comma I added with wrong.
Mister, isn't
لا مستر هو السبجكت.
the comma is gonna describe the next word after it.
ما السبجكت على طول بتيجي بعد الكوما يا مستر يعني مكانها صح.
How this is the subject. A nearly frictionless state.
أو لازم سبجكت بقى بعدها.
Or
مفيش
this
غير
is not gonna be. No, yeah. Hassan is right. There's
Yes.
actually, it's a noun phrase. This all is a noun phrase. A nearly frictionless state. Describe what will come after the comma. Okay, so let's find. So we don't have subject verb now. We need to find the subject verb. If we're gonna say that reaching super lubricity occurs. Okay, we have subject verb. When two services, there's a comma here, COF drops below 0.01. Okay, here, but reaching superpricity, reach superpricity is subject, occurs the verb. Then when two services, we have now independent and dependent. Okay, let's find the second. We have subject, then verb. But here he said superpricity is reached. Then when two service drops, we don't have any problem in the second one. Let's find this. When their COF drops, who's there now? We need to find the two services. Okay. Two services reach super reciprocity. No, we need something that modify a nearly frictionless state. So reaching is wrong. When is going to be wrong? Can we say a nearly frictionless state, two services? Then when, then reach? No, it's going to be actually wrong. So the answer here is going to be super lubricity. So a nearly frictionless state described. Super lubricity is reached when two services COF drops below 0.01. So the answer is this, because the noun phrase now describe super lubricity. Number 12. There's a verb. The problem here, we are talking about consistency. Why? Because here I have future. Here I have present continuous. Here I have present perfect. Here I have past. So we need to decide. It's gonna be future, present continuous, present perfect, or past. Let's read the sentence to find out. Consistency. After winning the 1860 presidential election, Abraham, talk about the past. He talked about the past. Abraham Lincoln appointed Edward Bates, Salmon P. Chase, and William H. Stewart to his cabinet. Lincoln's decision was passed. Surprising, since each of the men had run past perfect against him. But historians have praised. Now this is present perfect. Present perfect. Nothing that Lincoln has rivaled diverse talent to strengthen his administration. Okay, mister. Now I have past, 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 past perfect. Then I have present perfect. But here he talk about Lincoln. He doesn't talk about historians. Because historians is something that happened in the past and still continue. It's effective the present. But Lincoln died already. So we know that the answer is leveraged. Past.
Mister,
Yes, Lena.
regardless of the choices, if we choose the verb to be past perfect, will it work?
Verb to be past perfect.
Yes, for
Like
example,
that.
had.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, for example, had leveraged.
If you're talking about the if you're gonna choose the past perfect, yes, it can work. Yes, if we have. But
Yeah,
all of them,
okay.
as you can find here, future, present continuous, and present perfect. We don't have anything in past. Some people are gonna say that, look here, mister, we have present perfect, so we have to choose the present perfect. But I'm sorry, Lincoln died long ago. Okay, Lena?
Yes, okay.
Anyone has any question? Yes, Omar Zidane.
Mr. My question was why choice C would be wrong, incorrect.
Yeah, because we're talking about Lincoln. Allah yarhamu. Lincoln, Allah yarhamu, and his rivals. المنافسين, Allah yarhamu.
Okay.
13.
الله يسامح اللي عمل فيه كده.
Okay. 13. Let's have a look here. Again, I'm going to use the elimination. To join is not a verb. To join is not a verb, okay? Joining is present continuous. Join past. Join present, but in the singular. Okay, miss. So let's find now which one we're going to choose. Do we need a verb or not? This is number one. Do we need a verb? Because if we don't need a verb, I'm going to go with this. And I recommend, I delegate that I'm going to choose A. Why? Because all of them verbs except this, not a verb. But it's fine. In 1990, California native and research Ellen Archer left. Okay, we have subject and verb. Her position as chef of the Intelligent System Technology branch at a NASA Research Center. I'm sorry, I don't need that verb. Why I'm gonna need another verb? We don't have two sentences. I don't need a verb. So now to join the Space Agency astronaut training program. Yes, we don't need a verb. 14. As you can find here, we have commas. The problem in commas, I think, because here we have commas, and finally, here we don't. So let's find. In 1994, prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. Almost 200 years after the death of Wang Zheng. Prepositional phrase again. The International Astronomical. Aha, now we need a verb. Now there's the subject. Because even it has yonu. So we need the verb. We need a verb. Here, no verb. Let's read it all. The contribution of the barrier-breaking 18th century astronomer and author of Dispute of the Precession of the Equinox, naming a crater of Venus after her. No, mister. We need a verb. We need a verb. Here, no verb. Here, no verb. Because anything that has ing, it must have a helping verb. Here we have a verb. Would acknowledge. And here we don't have a verb. So now the answer is C. Number 15. Again, as you can find, let's look at the choices. Developing is not a verb, except if there is something that there's a helping verb or there's a kind of conjunction. So we have to make consistency. Developed is the verb in the past. Having developed is not a verb. To develop is not a verb. Just wait. All of them are not a verbs except developed. So I think it's going to be B. Because this is not a verb, this is not a verb, this is not a verb, this is a verb. Let's find. Okay, I'm going to read from here. I don't care about the first sentence. Here he said, it was in the past there that Price premiered her first symphony. Then he write a sentence that it's not important, not essential. A piece that was praised for blended traditional romantic motives with aspects of black folk music. I don't care about the sense between the two dashes. But, and now, look here. He said, it was there that Price premiered her first symphony and supportive relationship with other black artists. Yes, there is and we know that what come before and come after it. So now we have a verb. So it must be the verb in the past. Thank you. Develop.
مستر هو ازاي developing و having developed و to develop مش verbs how مستر
Because developing, it need a verb to be or need a kind of helping verb, يا عمر. Having developed برضو need a helping verb. Okay?
so what about to develop
It's not a verb at all. It's infinitive. Okay?
تمام okay
Let's look at 16 again. We have to analyze the sentence, but let me look at the choices. I have two choices. I think D is wrong because apostrophe S, no, it's not going to be accepted in English. Okay, here we have apostrophe S, then early photos. It can work. It can work. Why? Because the main word now is photos. Photographers, early photos. I told you that if there is no apostrophe S or S apostrophe, it works. Because this, I'm going to consider it as an adjective. So also the main word, photos. Here, we don't have a main word because the main word is not here. The main word, it must be after what come after photos. So let's decide. He said here, I'm going to take from the second sentence, however many. So this is the subject. Of the what? Of landscapes where? The verb. Wait. So of. So now I need object of the preposition. Object of the preposition. Okay, mister. Object, the preposition, it mustn't have apostrophe. So as I told you, it's not A and D is wrong. So it's this or this. Which one now? It's better. Is it plural or singular? It's plural or singular? Let's look at the sentence in the beginning. It's singular. Photographer. So we need the one that indicate that it's singular. It's easy, mister. Present, singular. Singular in the present. Here, plural in the present. Here, plural. So I think he's talking about plural and singular. And here, plural. So now I'm going to go with the singular. So let's find. Where the sentence? Yes. 10 of William Shakespeare plays are subject, verb, classified as histories. The other sentence. Although each one of these plays, take care, which include Henry V and Richard III, it's not essential. Not essential because it's between two commas. So now we said what? Although each one, and you know that each is singular. So thank you. We're going to take focuses. 18. Again, I can solve it with elimination. One singular, they plural, it singular, we plural. So it must, no, mister, it can, because two singular and two plural. Okay, so let's find out. He said here, this disparity can be explained in part by the fact that rivers such as the Mississippi expand and contract as sediment. Wait, where is the subject here? Where is the subject? Rivers. That rivers, and this plural. So now, can we say, we're not gonna say one or it? Can we say they or we? It's not we, because we're talking about the rivers. So they accumulate. Number 19. Is inventing present continuous? Will invent future. Had invented past perfect. Invents present simple and it's singular. Okay. And here also present continuous and singular. Let's find, because now we need the consistency. Now we need the consistency. In 1881, French chemist Camille Fort redesigned past the rechargeable lead acid battery. Ford's design greatly increased past the amount of electricity that the original battery, which is the French physics constant. Okay, thank you. I need something in the past. It's not be present. It's not going to be future. So it's past perfect. Lena, look here. Did the one that you asked me about. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. 20. We're talking about now dealing with boundaries, sentences. Okay. So let's find here. He said the field of geological oceanography, OOS. Okay, now we have subject. We have OOS verb. Much to American. Okay. Then he said Mary Thorpe. Then he said a pioneering. Wait. Now there's something here. He said to American geologist, then he put a comma. So this Mr. is a positive. So let's find what we have. We have geologist, then colon. No, we don't need the colon because there's not example. Semicolon is wrong. Now we are between the comma and no comma. Okay, mister. If I'm going to put the comma, that means that Mary Thorpe is not essential. And actually, I don't know who the geologist. So I think no, without comma. And now the comma is for what after it? Because a pioneering oceanographic cartographer whose detailed topographic maps of the ocean floor and its multiple. All of this is not important. From a pioneering till the end, it's not essential. But Mary Thorpe is essential to know who's the geologist, so the answer is A. 21. Again, relationship between sentences, boundaries. A subseasonal weather forecast attempts. Okay. So I have subject. I have verb, attempts to predict weather condition. 3 to 4 weeks in. Then he said its prediction are, so there's the subject. And then the verb. So now this independent. And this also independent. How we connect to independent? Comma, conjunction, full stop, or semicolon? Here, conjunction without comma before it. Thank you, wrong. Here's the semicolons, right. Here, comma only without conjunction, wrong. Here, nothing. Wrong. So the answer is B. Number 22. Now we have two interrogative, two declarative. We need to know there's a question to put question mark, or there's a declarative to put full stop. Okay, let's look at the last sentence. However, when the arrival of European missionaries brings change to Umufoya, the novel asks, thank you, I need a question. A central question. So now I'm not going to choose C. Or D. How? Now I need a question. And you know the information or the formation of the question? It must have the WH question, then the helping verb, then the subject, then the main verb. Look here. A format tradition will be affected, no mister. This look like a declarative. It must be helping verb, then the subject, then the main verb. Yes, so the answer is A. '23. So I'm going to start from here. Like an Elvis impersonator who might bear a striking resemblance to the late musical icon Elvis Presley himself. Take care. All of this from like till the end, it's a prepositional phrase. It's not a sentence. From like till the end here, it's a prepositional phrase that modify what come after the comma. Elvis Texan is the subject. Is it the verb? Is not the real thing. Then he put comma. Okay? Then he put here a verb. Okay, mister. Let's find out. If we're gonna say, however, comma, however, no, it can't. Why? Because like it's gonna be two independent clauses come after each other. So now we must change this comma to be semicolon. What about B? However,
ايه يا
it.
مستر معلش تاني ليه؟
I'm
ليه
sorry.
مش هينفع ليه مش هينفع ايه again؟
And however, it's nothing. However, now we start. It's like look like independent, then independent. However, we subordinate conjunction. So we have to connect it with semicolon or comma, fanboys, or full stop. We have only comma, so it's wrong. This also wrong. Okay, what about C? Also wrong. Because however, but it's wrong. What about D? Yes, now independent with full stop. Clear? Omar, you are the last one that asked a question? Omar Samir.
Yes,
Okay.
clear.
24. Again, we have, as you can find here, nothing, comma, conjunction, dash, and comma. Let's find out. In 1995, a prepositional phrase, Marianne biologist Dr. Albert. This is a positive, but it's important. Jones founded, subject, verb. The underwater adventure seekers. A scuba diving. Okay. A scuba diving, that is the oldest. Wait, mister. You said Marianne biologist Dr. Albert Jones founded the underwater adventure seekers. Then he said a scuba diving, that is the oldest club. Aha, just wait. Yes, I got it now. So now this is independent. This is dependent. With independent. Dependent with independent. A scuba diving, take care. He said a scuba diving. Did the subject, where is the verb for it? Here the verb. A scuba diving became certified in the field. And this also another dependent, that is the dependent I talk about. that is the oldest club for black diver in the United States, and that has helped thousands of diving enthusiasts. So now, mister, what we're gonna put here, if you're gonna put, are we gonna say a scuba diving club that is? Take care that we have that. And we said that no comma will come before it. Thank you. So can we say comma and that? No, it can't. Do we need a dash? And like that, all of this is gonna be not important? Yes, if this not important, so we have to put a dash here before become, because scuba diving become. So the only answer is gonna be applied is A. $25 again, semicolon, colon, nothing, comma. That's fine. From he is. I'm gonna read from he is. He is known for enforcing a moral code called the law of pity. This independent. Which this dependent but not essential. Which established the sense of animal. Then he said the just treatment of the elderly. Wait. And the abolition of the slave trade. This and so XYZ. So now we can say that this Z. This Y. Here we have the just treatment of the elderly, the pollution of the slave trade, the vicinity of animals. So this actually, we said XYZ, this X. We know that when we add the list X, comma, Y, comma, and Z. So we need comma. It'll be X, comma, Y, comma, and Z. 26. Yes, Omar Zidane.
Mr. Can we say that, for example, choice A, life, and choice B, life, they both works like for independent. So can we cancel both of them, A and B?
Omar, I'm gonna choose it, Omar, if I don't have comma and here and after that a noun phrase يا حبيبي. لو في عندي comma and يبقى أنا عندي كده في مشكلة في الحتة دي. X, Y, and Z.
لا ما هو
بص
السيميكولون
شوف يا عمر، بص هي مكتوب ايه؟ pollution، هنا مكتوب treatment، هنا of، هنا the slave trade، هنا the elderly. The same thing هنا يا عمر اهو. treatment since of animal life elderly. نفس الكونسبت يا عمر. يبقى consistency، يبقى ده list يا حبيبي.
ايوه مستر والله، بس انا قصدي انه هنا في conjunction وهنا في colon، الاثنين بيربطوا independent باندبندنت، هل ممكن نلغيهم؟
نلغي يا عمر.
A و B مثلا، بقول مثلا يعني
يا عمر يا حبيبي، طب بس ركز معايا يا حبيبي. مش انت عاوز تحط السيمي كولن هنا يا حبيبي؟
لا مستر، سؤال ان هما الاثنين نفس الفانكشن independent واندبندنت، هل ممكن نلغيهم؟ ده سؤالي.
نلغي ايه؟
نلغيهم مع بعض يعني cancel each other لان هما نفس الفانكشن.
مش فاهمك يا عمر، بالراحه كده يا حبيبي. بتتكلم عن ايه؟
طيب ماشي.
قول يا حبيبي، ما تكسفش.
ايوه
انا قلت دي independent عمر اهي، ودي dependent، تمام؟ كنت منتظر ان انا الاقي جمله كامله هنا يا حبيبي. هنا مفيش جمله كامله، والله ما في جمله كامله يا عمر، مفيش subject verb. بس لقيت اللي لاحظت ان في x y and z، فعشان كده قلت خلاص كوما.
ايوه مستر بس هو مش حضرتك بس قلت لو في اختيارين نفس الحاجه بنعمل لهم كانسل.
انت عاوز تكنسل يعني؟ طب فين الاختيارين اللي شايل نفس الحاجه يا عمر؟
A و B الاثنين بيربطوا independent باندبندنت.
لا يا حبيبي، مين قال لك ان بي بيربط؟ انا قلت لك الكولن بيدي اكسبلانيشن او اكزامبلز بعديها.
اوكي
الكولن يا عمر راجع تاني يا حبيبي، ها؟ الكولن بيدي اكسبلانيشن او اكزامبلز بعديها، تمام؟
اوكي.
26. Okay, from the beginning, let's see, but we have semicolon, we have nothing, we have dot or full stop, and we have colon. So let's find 26. It will be what? He said in a 2016 study, prepositional phrase, Eastern Washington University psychologist Amani Al-Alyali. The subject found the verb that, the now, take care, among the study participant who experience frisson, this is unessential. And also between the parentheses is unessential. Okay? He said a physiological response akin to juice bombers on getting the chills. Then he said, while listening to music, there was one personality trait that they scored particularly. Openness to experience. Wait. This, he said, one personality trait. Then he told us what is this personality trait. So we can say that this explanation, yes, this is an explanation. We can't put semicolon. Why I'm going to put semicolon? There are no extra commas here. And to put a comma here even. Why I'm going to put without anything? We can. High on. Openness? No. Even if I know that on here is a prepositional phrase, but high on is the same word. So on here, it's an adverb. It's not a preposition. Can I say, hey, hi, then on, after full stop, what is the verb that's going to be after in the second sentence? So the answer is going to be D, this explanation. For what is the one personality trait? It's openness to experience. Do you have anything, Omar, to say?
يعني هنا مستر هاي اون مش هتبقى prepositional phrase، هتبقى يعني
لا
حاجة
on هنا
عادية.
adverb.
تمام اوكي.
27, the last one. Again, we have a comma, colon, nothing, dash. Okay, let's design. I'm going to take from here. The arrangement of the figure. Thank you. It's easy. There's a subject. Where is the verb? Represents the verb. So now we have a comma here. And here the subject, here the verb. So we need to separate it with two commas. Why? Because what will come here between them, it's not essential. Thank you. Any question, guys, regarding this one?
No.
Okay. Let me just